Last season we finished 6th in the Premier League with Aston Villa, and although that pesky FA Cup is still being very elusive, which means we've got 6 seasons left to complete Italy, Spain, and try and capture that FA Cup. And there was an opportunity to go to Italy with the Juventus job being vacant, and Massimiliano Allegri, the Real Madrid manager, was due to retire next month, meaning we had an opportunity to go to Italy or Spain. But opportunities to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona don't come round very often, and as soon as Allegri retired, I threw my name in the hat for the Real Madrid job and rejected the offer from Juventus. So I left Aston Villa to take over the best club in the world. So we're back, and it has been a while since we've done one of these videos. I do apologise to everyone that was waiting for this next instalment. I did have a few people contacting me, asking me when this episode was coming out, but I've not been well, and I've had a lot going on in day-to-day life, and it just prevented me getting around to making this video. But we are back, now got an opportunity to be here and recreating this content for you. We've got 6 seasons left within this challenge, so we set that parameter of only doing it within 15 seasons, and we've got 5 trophies left to get. We've now got an opportunity to win silverware in Spain, and I think we've got the best opportunity to do that by being at Real Madrid. Obviously Barcelona and then potentially Atletico Madrid are our 2 main rivals that will prevent us from doing that. But I would like to think that being the Real Madrid manager, we will be able to win both La Liga and the Copa del Rey within 2 seasons. I'd hope to do it within 1, but we will see. Madrid did finish 2nd last season, although as you can see it was very, very tight. There was 1 point between 1st and 3rd, and like I said, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid being up there with us as our 2 main rivals. We actually finished exactly the same as Atletico Madrid, winning 25, drawing 10, losing 3, but Real had a better goal difference. This is the squad sorted by ability, and we've still got Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham. Arda Güler's still here, Rodrigo's still here, and I think that might be it from the current Real Madrid squad in real life. Moussa Diaby is here, who we actually sold when we went to Aston Villa. We sold him to Real Madrid, so he's here, and I didn't want him at Aston Villa. I don't particularly want him here. We're going to have to do a bit of an overhaul with this team because we have a few players that are just the wrong side of 30, and a few players that are on very, very high wages. Bellingham's on £600,000 a week, Mbappe 525, Rodrigo 425, just ridiculous salaries. So I'm going to try and give this a bit of an overhaul in the summer. We'll let some players go and try and bring some players in. I really want to bring Carioca in from Aston Villa. He was an exceptional player for us last season. We've also got Aiden Toklamata here, so I think, is this like the 3rd time I've had him? I know I had him at Sporting Lisbon and Tottenham, although he didn't really do the business for me at Spurs, so whether he'll do the business here in Real Madrid is another thing. He's probably going to be a backup player for us, but yeah, let's see how we get on with the summer revamp, and then I'll come back in at the end of the transfer window and show you what we've been able to do. Okay, so we are back, and it is the 4th of September. I'm going to go through some of the ins and outs that we've made. So before season 9 ended, we're in season 10 now, so before it transferred over to season 10, we obviously joined Real Madrid at the end of season 9, and the transfer window opens, as you know, before we move over. So I managed to bring these 3 players in down here. All the ones above were already here. So there's 2 centre midfielders, Selehueta and Cheka, as I'll call them. We're both signed as centre midfielders. He's a DM, he's a centre mid, and he is a centre back. Now the reason I've brought these 3 in, they're all new gens, they all look pretty good, but they're all Spanish. One of the things I did notice about the Real Madrid squad is that there wasn't a lot of Spanish players in it, and obviously if we're going to be playing in European competitions, I thought it would be better to try and sign Spanish or homegrown players. This is season 10. This is everything I did over the summer, and I did generate over $500 million in player sales because a load of players just needed to go. Like I said, they were reaching the wrong side of 30, and I just wanted shut of them, and I wanted to get decent money for them. And some of them, as you can see, Rodrigo there went for 102, potentially rising to 112, out to Saudi Arabia. Incarpe also went out there. We sold somebody to Aston Villa, ironically, and we sold somebody to Marseille, one of our other former clubs as well. And yeah, I got rid of as many players as I could, just so I could bring my own players in and create my own team. Toklamate has gone. He went to AS Roma for 19.5 million. Diaby has gone as well, out to Saudi Arabia at 22 million. Mamadashvili is a decent goalkeeper, but I could get better, so he's gone. And yeah, Marc Cucurella, another Spanish player there, old player, he's gone out. Ruben Neves, we're like 35, he's gone back out to Saudi Arabia. Vitinha, Upper Meccano's gone out to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, I just got rid of as many players as I could to generate as much money as I could, and we've spent less than what we sold, which I'm quite impressed with. And we've got players in that I really wanted to get in. Rooney, Bargett and Carioca, two wingers that we're going to play. We obviously play with that 4-3-2-1, with the two being the wide players, inside forwards and inverted wingers. And I think Bargett and Carioca will be fabulous in those positions for us. Two former players. He's been at Dortmund ever since I left. We brought him in for 91 million, and I managed to get Carioca from Aston Villa for 62. So this is how the squad is looking, and I've managed to get two Spanish backup goalkeepers. This lad was already here, Casper Twisk. I think, if I remember rightly, did we have him at? We had him at Ajax, and he went for 112 million to Real Madrid at the start of last season. So he's our main goalkeeper here. We've got a fairly strong contingent of Spanish players now, as well as having some decent foreigners in there. I've kept Bellingham and Mbappe, two very, very good players. Mbappe's obviously 33 now, but still very, very good. So I've kept him despite his high salaries, and Bellingham despite his high salaries. Have actually gone up in wage. Well, he was on 600, and now he's gone up to 625. Scandalous. But yeah, we've got some really, really talented players in here now, and some young players that will grow. This lad we signed in for 85 million. He looks amazing, absolutely amazing. Laurent Legrand, he's like a Benzema replacement, I guess, for Real Madrid here. So yeah, really excited to get going with this, and certainly I think within 2 seasons we can finish Spain off with this team. And in terms of how the season started, we got off to a good 2-0 win against Vigo, but then we lost 1-0 to Almeria. Don't ask. I've no idea what went on. We just didn't perform. But then we beat Las Palmas 10-0, which was a fabulous result. We had a 1-1 draw with Atletico Bilbao, which I'm kind of okay with. And then we've had back-to-back wins against Sevilla and Levante. Champions League, we're in. I'm not prioritising it. I think it's important to do well, given we're Real Madrid, and that's what the board will expect. The last thing I want is to win nothing in Season 1 and them sack us, because that's a possibility. So we have to try and win something, although I'm going to prioritise La Liga. I want to prioritise winning the league, or at least the cup. So Champions League is third priority, but I still think it's important we do well in that competition given who we are. So let's go see how we get on in Season 1, and then I'll come back in around about January and we'll see how we've got on for the halfway mark. Eibar were up next as they travelled to the Bernabeu, and there was some great play between Rooney, Bargett, Bellingham and Legrand, with Bellingham darting forward and giving us the lead on 9 minutes. And it was Bellingham, Bargett and Legrand that combined again just 10 minutes later for our second of the game, finished off this time by Legrand. and Mbappe made it 3-0 from the spot when he stepped up and dispatched it past Echeverria. And the game was virtually wrapped up before half-time when Rooney got his first of the game and made it 4. Rooney Badger went on to score a second goal and claim the man of the match in a 5-1 dominant win. We got 6 wins from the next 6 fixtures, but we were brought back down to earth by our neighbours when we lost 1-0 at home to Atletico Madrid. We picked ourselves back up for the trip to Real Sociedad though, and Rooney Badger's goal on 8 minutes was the only goal of the game and gave us all 3 points. However, a home draw against Real Betis and an away draw against Valencia meant we were going into our first El Clasico of the season in poor form. However, on 26 minutes, it was that man, Kylian Mbappe, that got the first goal of the game with a fine strike from a tight angle. And in the second half, it was summer signing Carioca that made it 2 when he slotted it past Armand Tenez. But Barcelona don't give up easy, and Quintilla got one back on 64 minutes. But in the 87th minute, the game was put to bed when a young central midfielder from Croatia got the third goal of the game. The game finished 3-1, and I was absolutely ecstatic that we got one over last season's champions. A 4-1 win in Tenerife followed, and the last game to show you before the break was a 4-0 home win against Almeria. So we're second in the table, and it's very tight, just like it was at the end of last season between the big 3. However, positions are reversed. Barcelona are in third, and Atletico Madrid are out in front by just a point. They've only lost one game, which was an away trip to Valencia. They have been to our ground and they did win, which is not good. When it comes to the player stats, we've got Legrand up there with 15 as top goal scorer, which is pretty good. He's also second in the average ratings. He's been fabulous. Summer signing from our old club, Aston Villa, Carioca, 10 assists as well. This is the team sorted by the average rating, and as you can see, Legrand has 24 in 20, absolutely fabulous. Carioca's up there with 7.52 average rating, Bellingham in there with 7.3, Nizan, who's a left back, he's been playing pretty well as well, 7.22, Mbappe still up there, Adegula still up there, Checker, who we bought in from, brought in the summer, he's up there as well. And, you know, just in general, teams playing really, really well. I really like this lad. He has just developed into an exceptional player. We had him at Ajax, don't know if you'll remember, from that far back. And, you know, we signed him in the summer from his old club, £50 million, and he's now worth between 108 and 118. He's just going from strength to strength. It's just Luka Modric all over again. Midfield orchestrator. I love it. Love it. So, and Rooney Badger has been fabulous for us. 15 goal contributions in 19 starts. So, yeah, I'm really, really pleased with how things are going. I just wish we'd have beaten Madrid at home. If we'd have beaten Atletico Madrid at home, we'd be top of the table, and I'd have no complaints. It's just that one result. We have given a few points away that we shouldn't have given away as well. Like the defeat that we had at the start of the season, but overall we're doing okay. It's still early days. Hopefully we can have a strong second half of the season. Copa del Rey starts as well now, so we'll see how we get on with that. I'll just jump to the end of the January transfer window and we'll have a look if we've brought any players in or let any players go. So we've not brought any players in, but we have let a significant player go, which is Kasper Tvisk, which is a goalkeeper. I didn't have a choice. Bayern Munich came in with 121 million, potentially rising to 136, and he was knocking on the door to go, which I'm a bit surprised about, considering he's probably the biggest club in the world. But he's gone, and I've not signed a replacement. I'm going to obviously try and bring one in the summer, but it's kind of left us with the 2 young Spanish goalkeepers, which I'll probably just rotate round. And although he's got low value at the minute, the 21-year-old, he seems to be the better of the 2. He's got a higher ceiling. He's already slightly better than Castano, so I'm going to try and play Juan and see how he gets on for the second half of this season, see if he can develop a bit, and then we'll reevaluate in the summer. But I think I'm going to have to bring another goalkeeper in. We'll just see how that goes. It is a bit of a risk letting Tvisk go. These are the fixtures that have happened since January. So it was here that we saw up to. So we got through the third round of the Copa del Rey. We got 2 more victories in the Champions League and 2 more victories in the league. Does mean we're now top because Atletico Madrid have not played, so they have a game in hand. I was hoping they'd have lost then, but they haven't. Interestingly, Atletico Bilbao are down here in relegation places. But yeah, we've done all right. So we've just got the second half of the season to go. It's going to be a little bit tricky now by letting Tviska go, but this will be a big game, and this will be a big game, won't it? So these are the 2 biggies. So they'll be the ones that I'll show you the highlights of. All the rest, I will jump through and show you how we've got on. Our form in the second half of the season was absolutely extraordinary. We went to Sevilla at the start of February and got a comfortable 2-0 win, and then 3 home victories in a row, beating Levante 2-1, Vallecano 4-0 and Elche 7-0. There was then a tight game away at Atletico Pamplona, where we got an 84th minute winner from Dani Ibanez. But an 8-0 win over Atletico Bilbao with a Bellingham and Mbappe hat-trick was followed up with another 8-0 win against Getafe when Laurent Legrand got his hat-trick. We then travelled to Villarreal and got a 3-1 victory there. And that was followed up with another high-scoring victory, beating Malaga 7-0. But the game before we travelled to Atletico Madrid was the first time we'd dropped any points in the second half of this season, when we had a goalless 0-0 draw away at Eibar. And then it was the first of 2 big games remaining in this season as we travelled to our neighbours Atletico Madrid. They'd already come to our place and beaten us, and we were desperate for revenge. And on 12 minutes, Carioca set the stall with the opening goal. And things were pretty tight. However, on the 72nd minute, our right back Michael Coyote had a moment of madness when he slid in from distance and got a straight red card. But it didn't deter us, and on the 87th minute, Laurent Legrand found some space in the box and made it 2-0. Despite playing 20 minutes with 10 men, we claimed all 3 points in one of the most important fixtures of the season. We then got 3 wins on the bounce with back-to-back 5-1 victories against Real San Sebastian and Real Hispales. A 3-0 home win against Valencia followed, and then it was the second El Clasico of the season, and I'm not sure what Ibanez was doing with that free kick, but he set it up nicely for Barcelona to take the lead on 30 minutes. However, on 65th minute, the man was back from suspension and Michael Coyote made it 1-1. And then in the 82nd minute, we played some nice football out from the back and Legrand found Gula and he made it 2-1. And we were claiming all 3 points in Barcelona. We wrapped up the season with a 5-0 home win against Tenerife, and we'd claimed the La Liga title, getting 100 points and scoring 137 goals. Well, what about that, eh? What about that second half of the season? We dropped 2 points. That was it. And some massive, massive wins. 2 7-0s, 2 8-0s, 5 1s, 4 0s, 5-0. Absolutely sensational second half. I couldn't have asked for anything better. We didn't win the Copa del Rey. I'll show you what happened there. So we do need to spend another season here in Real Madrid. But absolutely fabulous second half of the season. I'm a little bit further on, and I'll show you the reason why. We're actually in season 11 for a reason. So I can't show you the average ratings from the squad to show you how they did throughout the season, because I forgot to do the save point. But there's a reason why I kept going, which I'll show you in a minute. In terms of the Copa del Rey, we went out in the semi-final to Atletico Madrid. We'd beaten Barcelona 5-1, in the quarter-final, and I thought, with the form that we're in, and we've just smashed Barcelona 5-1 in the quarter-final, this is ours as well. But then Madrid beat us 1-0 at home again. So frustrating. And then we got a draw at their place. Valentino Bigger is playing for Atletico Madrid. I think we had him... Did we have him at Ajax? Can't quite remember. He was a good player for us wherever we had him at. So yeah, we fell short there, but we've got another season, so we'll try and do that. I just hope it doesn't become another FA Cup where it just becomes elusive from whatever team we're managing. But yeah, really, really pleased with the league. In terms of the Champions League, we also won that. So we won the Champions League again. We had a few bumps in the road. I'm not going to lie. This, where's the Leeds and Arsenal game? So here, we beat Arsenal 4-1 away in the first leg, which I then thought, oh, we should be alright in the second leg. We lost 2-1. And then we travelled to Leeds and lost 3-1. Bellingham getting sent off in the 17th minute. And I thought, oh no, this is not good. But then we smashed them 8-0 at home. So that was like the third 8-0 win that we had in that small window there. So really, really pleased. Gologna getting 4 goals. What a star he was. And then we played Nice in the final. Don't ask me how Nice got to the Champions League final. But yeah, we ended up playing them in the final and winning 4-1. So that's his second Champions League. We won it with Spurs, didn't we? And now we've won it with Real Madrid, which is great. So it's just a shame we didn't get that treble, and the Copa del Rey was a little bit elusive for us. I do think we need to play Atletico Madrid away at some point next season in that competition, because it gives us more chance of winning. Can't play them at home. They just keep coming and turning us over at the Bernabeu. I don't know what it is about our home ground that they love. So the reason why I kept going and I didn't stop and I forgot to do a save point is because of the FIFA Club World Cup, which we also won. So we were in that. We beat Kaiser Chiefs 20-0. 20-0. We beat Boca Juniors 5-2. We beat Arsenal 2-0. Played as old club Ajax 5-0 in the second round, which was a comfortable victory. And then we beat Liverpool, Borussia Dortmund, and we beat Kasper Twisk's club, Bayern Munich 2-1 in the final. What a twist that would have been if he'd have beaten us. You know, if it had gone to like a penalty shootout or something. And he saved the penalty that won Bayern the trophy. That would have been a bit strange, wouldn't it? But no, we beat them as well, 2-1, so we won that competition as well, which I know it's not part of Glory Hunter. Maybe it should be. But even if it was, we've won it as well. So chuffed with that. So that is it for Season 10. We've managed to capture La Liga. So that's another trophy down. We've now got 4 trophies left. So we've got the FA Cup, Copa del Rey, and then Italian Serie A and the Italian Cup left to do. So we're going to have to go to Italy at some point. Hopefully we'll get the Copa del Rey next season. And then once we've done Italy, or if we get an opportunity to go back to England at some point, we need to go there and try and get that FA Cup, which is probably going to be the most elusive trophy for us to try and claim. But hopefully the Copa del Rey won't be, and we will achieve that next season. And so the trophy for La Liga goes into the Bobbybarks trophy cabinet, and we've got one more season to try and win the Copa del Rey.